there, it's Linda here. Thanks so much for joining me today as I play with these Mudra goodies to create a glittered window frame. So today I'm using this gorgeous vintage circle frame, which is from a recent release, and it is an absolutely stunning piece. I'm applying some liquid glue with my fine tip applicator to the back of it, and then I'll rub that all over with my finger to spread it around. You probably could have used spray adhesive to do this. I don't have any at the moment, and must admit I haven't had a lot of luck with it over the years. So I do tend to just use my liquid glue, and although it's a bit fiddly, you still get the job done. Then I've got some Dazzling Diamonds glitter, which I've had for a zillion years, and I just plonk the frame into the container, shake it all around, and then have a look and see what sort of coverage I've got and whether there's any spots that I need to touch up. So there's a few bits caught in the center there. I just wipe them off with my finger, and then I'm adding to where I can see there's some glue but not enough glitter on it. I'm just adding some with my finger, and yes, I had glitter pretty much everywhere for the next 24 hours, as does often happen when you glitter up an object like this. But there's worse things, isn't there, hey? I mean, glitter is so beautiful. I love seeing it around on the floor, on my clothes, in my hair. It's really not a bad thing. So I'm using this pattern paper today to cover the front of my card, and I've got a very old die, circle die there, that I'll be using on that card front piece to cut out the window. So I'm just adding some tape runner to my card front, adhering my patterned paper in place, and then I can cut using that circle die. I can cut out the window that will match the size of my vintage frame. So lining up my circle die here, I grab my ruler, and usually I eyeball things mostly, but I thought, well, I'll just check that I've got it in the center there, and then adding my tape to hold it in place before I put it into the sandwich of the Gemini Junior and run it through. Because I'm cutting 2 layers, the Gemini Junior is awesome for that. It has no trouble at all cutting through a few pieces at once. So then removing my circle die cut from the center, and I'm all ready now to create my darling little scene using this gorgeous little set called Sweetheart, and I will be stamping that onto a Copic friendly card, the white card you see here, and then adhering that in the center or inside my card so that you can just see through the window part of the scene. So just centering that now, then placing the Copic friendly cardstock into my MISTI, making sure my little Sweetheart swing is lined up evenly, and then a matter of stamping with Copic friendly Memento Tuxedo black ink. And this is the first time I've ever inked up this stamp, and it works beautifully, no problems at all. And then into some Copic colouring. And I decided that I'll give this card to my hubby for our anniversary, so it's him and I. And so we've got a blue bird and a pink bird, and I'll list all the colours up above that I have used. Usually 3 colours I like to blend for my images, so you'll see the 3 colours that I list each time, just listed up the top there if you'd like to check them out. So I'll leave you with the colouring now, and I'll be back when we move on to the next stage in the process. while the main colouring of the swing and the birds are finished, I thought I'd just add a very light blue to the inner portion of the swing here behind the birds, just so it wasn't all stark white. So adding that now with BG000, as you can see, and then it's a matter of adding just a small amount of shading with W0, which is a grey. So I've added that first of all underneath all the parts of the swing and the birds' tails, and then I end up going around the whole frame and under the bow and everything and adding that shading. Then it's a matter of adding the glue to the back of my glittered frame, which is all dry now, and making sure that that is adhered down nicely, turning it over, putting some using a tissue I should say, just to push around on the back there to make sure it's all adhered nicely. And this just gives you a really good look at the glitter, and it really is such a pretty piece. Now I decided I wanted to add some hidden details inside that you won't see until you open the card. So I'm going to add just the two of us down in the right hand corner. I haven't got any of the Mudra inks yet, otherwise I'd be using them. So just with my Catherine Pooler red up the top there with the little heart details, and that just finishes my card off nicely. On the front I thought I'd add one more little detail with a twine bow. I like to firm it up a bit with some glue, liquid glue again, rubbed on with my fingers, wrap the strands around a couple of paintbrushes, let them dry and they stiffen up a bit, and then you've got yourself a nice curly little twine bow that you can adhere in place. Bit of glue up the top there to adhere it to the top of my frame, and then a couple of little amounts of glue halfway down just to hold it to the edges of the frame so that it doesn't hang all over the place where you don't want it, and I find that usually works beautifully. And my finishing touch today is a pale blue pearl. It's like a large enamel dot that I've had for a long time. Adding that at the top of the frame there where the bow is tied, and my card is complete. Thank you so much for joining us here at Mudra today. I hope you've enjoyed my card, and we'll be back with more soon.